Am I on? I will not trip on the golden cord separating us from the 1400s. Absolutely. Good afternoon. My name is Pastor Carla Halverson. I'm one of the pastors here at St. Mark's Lutheran Church, and we are so happy that you are here. And is anybody as excited as I am for today's concert? Absolutely. I cannot wait. We have been looking forward to this for months and months. We're so happy about this. So welcome, welcome. And maybe, Jason, you'll make sure we do the big applause even before we start. You've got that. Wonderful. Jason Chase, our director of music. So we want to welcome you here today. And this is just one of the many types of concerts that we are offering here in our concert series. So we want to thank you for being here. And we want to also invite you to become a contributor or benefactor of the concert series. We've made it easy and fun. You can begin being a benefactor with just $1. Yeah, why not? So if you'd like to, you'll find this in your envelope, and we ask that you'll fill that out. We, of course, will include you so you know about upcoming concerts in our series, both this series, which will end in June, and then the next one, which is well in the works for the 24-25 season. So we're very excited about all of these things. We are, of course, a congregation, so as we begin, I'd like to open our hearts to a moment of prayer. God of creativity, we thank you for the gift of music, and we ask that we can hear your voice today. Amen. So welcome, and we want to say welcome and thank you to our director of music, Jason Chase, as he has arranged this today. Way to go, Jason.
Good afternoon. I'm so happy that you're all here today with us, and I'd like to do a parade of costume now for our Musica Antiqua Nova. Please come in, ladies and gentlemen. We had them dress up for you specifically so we could enjoy even more the moment. So welcome them in, welcome them in. Big applause for this. I'm so happy that they're able to be here with us today. I've been looking forward to this for 2 years now since I first heard them play. We've had them here a couple times for smaller 1-2 songs here and there, but here they're here for us for the afternoon. I'm so happy. And like we said as well, we're going to have refreshments after. But if you notice, they have quite a few instruments, which they're going to talk about playing and how they play them and why they play them, when they play them. So one more round of applause for them. Clap your hands together with me for them as we begin. And we'll start with Wendy.
Musica Nova Antiqua, and also the Goliards, I'd like to welcome you to our concert featuring the instruments of early music. You will hear music from medieval, Renaissance, and Baroque periods, and we have many, many different instruments to show you. These are all replicas, I might add, of instruments from those periods. When I decided to include medieval music on the program, I invited my good friend Wendy Green to perform with us. We performed together in a medieval group called the Goliards, and so that's why you see that name on the program also. In our first piece, one of the Cantigas de Santa Maria, or songs for the Virgin Mary, you heard me start on a soprano crumhorn, and a very unusual looking instrument, this curve. If you see an instrument that has this curve in it, it's a crumhorn. And this is a capped double reed instrument. If I take the cap off, you'll see a reed that looks a little bit like a small bassoon reed. And that's what gives it its unusual sound. You heard on that piece Miss Margaret playing the finger cymbals. Oh, yes. And you heard Karen on the tambourine, Dwayne on the bass viola da gamba. You heard Momalani on a lutar, which is actually a guitar with the body and the shape of a lute. You heard Drew on the alto recorder. And we had singing by Wendy and Jeff and Momilani. And we also, if you heard any of that, and we had foot tambourines on our feet. Wendy would like to tell us more about medieval music.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, anyways, I'll do this. So I love the Middle Ages. So much started then. Oh, there I go. So simple. Before the year 1000, if somebody wanted to learn music, you had to memorize it. So somebody had to teach it to you. In 1000, people started experimenting with writing music in neumes, these stylized notes. And then eventually people devised rhythm. So a lot of our original music is only one line, and that's the music that we're doing today from the Middle Ages, one line generally without rhythm. So we're starting in Germany. I'll sing most of the words in English. As you may know, if you've lived in the East Coast or maybe even in Europe, spring doesn't really start until the month of May. So we have 2 songs that celebrate spring in May from Germany. But first, Willkommen Maienschein.
That I will be playing the lyre, very ancient instrument, but still around in the Middle Ages.
Welcome, all you May's bright sun, who could make us you forget? For your care is expelled, as everyone does say. Winter has so long he lay on the fields and in the pass, that he should now bless us all and quickly now depart. Now will you the woodland fill with blossom, and will teach the little birds their melodies so lovely, so that all the woods and meadows will ring with their sweet singing. kommen mein Schein, wer mir stets vergebst in dein, wann du kannst verschwenden Pein, das sagt und diese dient. Next we have a song from the Orkney Islands, so they're to the north of Scotland, and this is in honor of the saint of those islands, Saint Manus. And the lyrics are, "O noble, humble, great, and steadfast martyr, you were placed beneath the burden of frail flesh." And it is in Latin.
For this one, Andy and Milani will be singing. Drew is playing abode psaltery, and I will be playing a gemshorn, which is an animal horn.
Nobilis humilis, magne mater stabilis, habilis utilis, comes venerabilis, et tutor laudabilis, tuas subditus. Serva carnis fragilis, mole positus. Nobilis humilis, magne mater stabilis.
On this next piece, I will be playing a harp. The harp, the lyre, and the viol were big instruments back in medieval times. This is not a traditional medieval harp, this is just a folk harp, but it gives a good substitute.
And the cito. I'm playing the cito. Oh, I'm sorry, not this one. Not yet.
Maytime comes banishing sadness. Her arrival helps us all. Throughout the woods there resounds a wondrous bird song. A more lovely song has never been heard. Mein Sitanen, die Brudenlied widerstrebt, sind wiederkommen, kann uns allen helfen. Auf der fernen Wand sieht man schon wohlgetan, Litobrüne Blumen bieten helfen. Durch das Gras sind sie schon aufgedrungen und er ward mannigfalt und gesalbt ist der Saal, dass ward mit dem Liebhaus gesungen.
While Wendy's getting her instrument on, this is a viol, a viola da gamba, which was a little later than the medieval viol, but again, it's what we substitute for it if we don't have the replica of the real one. And Wendy will be playing what is commonly called a hurdy-gurdy, and she'll show you a little bit more after we finish playing. I think I hear the cuckoo birds.
So my instrument in French is called a viol à roue, which means a fiddle with a wheel, and it has a drone string. You may have thought, oh, like a bagpipe, because it's played with musette, which is the French bagpipe in the French folk music, and then it has the chanterelle. It's about an octave and a half of their singing strings, so they make the melody. And I commissioned it from a luthier in France. You can't go down to Harper's and buy one of these. So. Let me get this. It's the only instrument I know that you wear. So it's a little, there we go. All right. Our next song, we're back in Germany. You have quite a German heritage here, I imagine. So this is from the Carmina Burana, an amazing manuscript. It took 200 years to compile it, of poems and early music. And it's in Latin, and many of the Goliards, our namesake, my trio, wrote it. They had minor religious order, and they wrote these pieces when Latin was the lingua franca, the language that people speak, if you can imagine, every day. So briefly, the words are good and bad walk, as it were, in step. A wastrel cannot make good the ills of a miser. Virtue, with its rather special moderation, requires that one consider the mean between the two vices. And again, this is in Latin.
Se ne fa sambulat, a supere pari, pro
And this is the citol, a stringed medieval instrument.
And now, on to the Renaissance period. You will hear more complex rhythms and more complex music that has been written out in funny-looking triangles and circles and stuff. But we have the modern version. I will be playing the harpsichord quietly, and they'll be playing all their beautiful instruments. And as I mentioned before, harpsichord sounds like a cross between a banjo, a guitar, and it's completely different from the piano. Piano has hammers that strike the strings. Harpsichord has a plectra that plucks the strings.
One, two, oh.
Now is the month of May, when merry lads are playing. Fa la 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 la, fa la 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 la. Each with his bonny lass upon the greeny grass. Fa la 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 la, fa la 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 la, fa la 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 la. Why then, why sing we musing, the sweet delight refusing? La 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 la, la 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 la. Say pretty nymphs and speak, shall we play barley break? Fa la 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 la, fa la 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 la, fa la 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 la.
And this is a Renaissance guitar, what the guitar looked like Renaissance times. Actually, it's like a big ukulele.
Piece is featuring one of our lowest instruments, the contrabass recorder. And this first piece is a susato that features a low consort or group of recorders. One, two,
Drew was playing the tenor recorder. Sorry. Drew was playing the tenor recorder. I was on a bass recorder while Momilani's on that contrabass, the largest one. And so it was common in the Renaissance to play in groups of different size the same instruments, and those were called consorts. We have another recorder consort coming up where we'll have soprano and alto and tenor and contrabass. And then at the, thank you. And then at the end, the smallest recorder called the Gark line. And you cannot have fat fingers and play this. And I should have mentioned that song was about a cricket. Cricket, it's a very good singer. He sings all the time. And if you've ever had a cricket in your house, you know that's probably true, right? Our next piece features what we like to call our plucky consort. So we will have our cellist, Karen, doing pizzicato, and also Duane on his viola da gamba doing pizzicato. And on her Renaissance lute, Momilani will be playing, and I will be doing Baroque guitar. And we will be joined on melody by our recorder players. we play in consort different size instruments, recorders or wind instruments and strings, that's called a broken concert. Not that it needs to be fixed, but just it means it's mixed. And this next piece is dedicated to Chuck. It's the Earl of Essex Galliard by John Dowland, one of the great lute players from England in this period. One, two, three.
For this next one, I'm going to teach you a Renaissance dance. This is called the seguito, and it's very simple, so you can either stand and dance in place or sit and dance just with your feet. So this one is very simple. You start left toe, right toe. You can't see my toes, but we have our dancers going to demonstrate. So left toe, right toe, left toe down. Left toe, right toe, left toe down. So toe, 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 down. Toe, 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 down. Good. And let's try it with just Cathe playing the melody so we can try it out all together before we get going. 1, 2, 1, 2. Left, right, left, down, and left, right, left, down, and left, right, left, down, and left, right, left, down. Very good. Now you're all Renaissance dancers. Now we're doing 3 dances, the first of which is about that tempo. The second and third, we speed up. So you're going to stay with us because you're going to listen to me doing that. All right.
There we go. It was my fault, not yours. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you. Let's do another midpoint round of applause. We do want to let you know that the next concert, the last concert in this series, will be coming on June 29th. It's a patriotic celebration with organ and piano, and it will have Margaret Gallard and Jason Chase, and we will all be participating, so we invite you to be here. We really encourage you to make sure we have your email. We will just be sending you information about the concert series. The concert series is being formalized now for next year, and if this is the quality of music, you do not want to miss it, am I right? So again, to become a benefactor of the concert series, and we do appreciate your support, that makes it possible, we invite you to choose a category. You can put this in the offering inside of this and give us your email or contact information. Also, if you're already a benefactor but you just love this music, feel free to give generously. We are so grateful for that. So thank you again, and thank you, gentlemen, for taking the offering.
Little break, 5 minutes, and then we come back with the Baroque era, so don't leave.
A lot of people, several people have asked about the harpsichord. It is quiet, but it plucks. And in a few minutes, I'll be playing a solo so you can actually hear how beautiful it sounds. I still need more lessons. I can play harpsichord and piano and pipe organ and pump organ. Oh, by the way, does anyone know who can fix my pump organ? No? Okay. Just thought I'd throw that out. But soon I'll be playing a solo on the harpsichord so you can actually hear what it really sounds like. But it's a soft, beautiful accompaniment. And I enjoy being in the background, as you can tell.
So this next era is the Baroque era. And this is generally defined by the life of Bach, Johann Sebastian Bach, who is probably the most famous and influential composer in existence. But the Baroque era had a lot more complexity, polyphony, many lines of instruments going at the same time. And it was quite beautiful, but it was something that later generations said, no, it's too complicated. But at that time, things were full of decorations and ornaments in all of the arts. They also featured the basso continuo, which is basically the rhythm section, which is everybody over here. And it was one line of music with some little numbers under it, and the people in the Baroque improvisational band were expected to improvise. Now, we generally today have this music written out, so what we are playing is all written out. But at the time, they would have known how to improvise, like a jazz musician today would know how to improvise. And so we're featuring the basso continuo, and this first piece we're doing is a dance suite by Witt, another German. And so if you want to keep dancing, go right ahead.
Is it on? And now you have the pleasure of hearing the harpsichord all by itself. You've been wondering what it sounded like, right? Well, it has 56 keys. A piano has 88. Piano keys are black and white. Harpsichord keys are brown and black. And they used to be made of ivory, but I think that's a no-no now. Anyway, Bach wrote this C minor prelude. It sounds like finger exercises, but I'm dedicating it again to Chuck.
This next song is also from Germany, sometimes attributed to Bach, but actually written by a contemporary, Stoitzel. And this is translating as, "If you will be by my side, I can die happily. Bist du bei mir?"
die getreuen Augen zu, wie du bei mir gib mich Freuden zum Sterben und zum Ende Ruhe, zum Sterben und zum mein Herr Ruhe.
And I don't know if you notice in the program, it says I'm playing a voice flute. That's just a fancy name for a recorder in D. And it was used in the Baroque because it was then pitched the same as a Baroque flute, so you could play all the same things the Baroque flute was playing.
This next piece that I'm sure everybody will recognize is something that Bach wrote, and he wrote everything for the glory of God. And so this piece sort of encapsulates that experience. You hear the triplet rhythms of the voice of joy. And then out of that rises on the recorder the voice of God. And then the theorbo, which Cathe is going to play, is the voice of the heavens supporting everything. In the middle section, you hear the duple rhythm in conflict with the triple rhythm. So this is the stress of modern day, or at that time, the stress of life come into play. And then finally, through grace and forgiveness, returns this theme of joy. And I've arranged this. This is an unusual arrangement for guitar, theorbo, and recorder.
This instrument, the theorbo, was invented about, excuse me, about the same time as opera began, and it was used to accompany arias in the opera. And it has 14 strings, 8 of which are just played open, the long ones, and then it also has 6 other strings that are performed more like a lute would be performed, where you can play chords along with the bass line. So they only had to pay one person to play the bass and the chords. They didn't have to pay 2 people, I guess.
This next piece is by Telemann, and Telemann, he was contemporary, also German, but he was the most prolific classical musician in existence. And this one's my favorite. It's a trio sonata, and it has 4 sections, but we're going to only play the first and the fourth, the slow and the very fast, the allegro.
piece, there was so much happening in Mexico and in Latin America during the Renaissance and the Baroque era. Remember, in 1521, Cortés landed in Veracruz, Mexico. So I wanted them to have a piece that would reflect some of that amazing culture. So this piece is called A este sol peregrino, to this pilgrim sun. Sing glorious, the sun is painting the hills with gold. It's by Tomás Torrejón y Velasco, and he he was Spanish, but he went to Cusco, Peru, where there was a very vibrant culture. And so this is his piece.
Where else can you come and spend an afternoon, an hour or so, and have 250 years of music played for you? One more time, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I want to thank Cathe for organizing her group to come over this afternoon. It's been a while in the making, and I'm so glad we could do that. If you'd like to come down and talk to them right here about their instruments, and also we have in Jacobson Hall next door a little meet and greet, some snacks. So please enjoy, and you guys want to be able to talk to them a little bit after? Yeah. Okay, all right. One more time, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
sing.